Hi, welcome to Reading the Room, where we move, touch, inspire, and create. I'm Joyce Licorice, your host, a six-time Amazon best-selling author and creative visionary. Reading the Room is here to celebrate the power of words, the beauty of art, and the endless possibilities of imagination. We love stories well told, from fiction to heartwarming biographies. We're going to cover it all, and we're going to do it right here at Dream Empire Studios. So, without any further delay, let's meet today's guest and delve into her powerful inspirational book entitled Gracefully Broken, The Resilient Woman. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you our esteemed guest, author and evangelist, Dr. Michele Williams. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
Oh, we are excited to have you. It has been amazing reading your story.
Thank you.
So the title, Gracefully Broken, The Resilient Woman, that is powerful. How did you come up with that?
Tasha Cobbs.
Ah!
I love that song, Gracefully Broken, Resilient Woman. And I started thinking about my life and being resilient. I've gone through a lot of trials, a lot of hardship, a lot of rejection, a lot of abandonment. And the songs and the words just resonated with my heart.
Oh, I love that. Things that speak to the spirit, aligned with our mission here on this show. We want to move, touch, inspire, create, and uplift. And your book does all of those things. You have a heck of a story.
Yes, I do.
Oh my goodness. So what inspired you to finally open up and be able to share that story?
Someone came to me years ago and told me that I was going to write a book, or a few books. And I said, oh yeah, okay. And I just never thought about it. And then one day I just sat down at the desk and started writing, and it just took off.
Wow.
And I just started pouring out. And the more I wrote, the more I healed.
The more you wrote, the more you healed. Do you think other authors could possibly find healing somehow?
Oh yeah.
Through writing?
Most definitely. Writing it's a way of getting yourself out on paper. And as you empty out, you actually feel yourself releasing those things.
I love that. I love that. I think so many of us have these amazing stories, but we bottle them up. And I say the richest place on earth is the graveyard.
That's
So
right.
many people take their ideas, their stories to the grave. And I think that life is like full of lessons, and God gives you those lessons. And if you don't get it the first time, honey, it's going to come back again.
Most definitely. I've been around this circle many times.
Yes. So could you share a specific moment or experience that you think was pivotal in your transformation?
I was addicted to drugs, and I married my husband not knowing that he was an addict. And before I was saved, I was a cokehead, and I liked to drink. And then I got saved, and the guy that I was going to church with, he was my dealer.
Oh my
and my
goodness.
boyfriend.
Ah.
Yeah, and he was actually my best friend from my childhood, and we separated, and we hooked up again, and I was going through a hard time after I lost my dad. So I took that route. When I left him, I ended up marrying my husband because I got pregnant in the church, and the church was not very good to me at that time. And so I kind of was dipping and dabbling.
Right.
And I actually didn't know I was pregnant. I had a crack cocaine abortion.
My goodness.
I went to the hospital, and I was put on the table, and I looked up, and they had a poster, and it said crack cocaine kills.
Wow.
And I did not know I was pregnant at the time. So that kind of turned me around, and it was like, I'm in the church, can't play in the church, can't play with God.
Right.
And I'm a person that loves hard, and I'm faithful, and I'm loyal, and I'm dedicated, and I was going to make this relationship work.
Right.
And not soon after I lost that baby, I turned around, and I got pregnant again with my daughter.
Wow.
Who was 26 weeks when she was born. So yeah, that was kind of my turning point.
That was your turning point, that moment of breakthrough from being broken. So I think you do not look like what you've been through. Isn't God good?
All the time.
Well, listen, it is wonderful having you. We're going to cut to commercial, but I want you to hold on to that thought. When we come back, I want you to get into the women in the Bible that inspired you to tell your story. You guys stay tuned for a word from our sponsor.
Welcome. At Dream Empire Academy, we offer acting workshops, writing workshops, breaking into voiceover. We also are a full-service film production company and book publishing company. For classes, enroll online at dreamempireacademy.com. Explore, dream, discover, learn.
Hey there, we are back with Reading the Room, and today's author is none other than Dr. Michele Williams. Now, before we cut to commercial, we were talking about the women in the Bible, we were talking about parables and experiences, but I want to ask the doctor if was a pivotal moment where she felt the Spirit of God more than any other moment that may have even inspired the writing.
My son's going home. Yeah, that's when I really, really knew that God was in my life, because he told me years prior that he was going to take my son.
Really?
I wasn't ready for it because I had forgotten, but I remember it was a time back in the early 2000s, about 2003 maybe, and I was on the altar, and he spoke to me as I was laying on my face, and he said, "I want you to feel my Father's heart. No, I want you to feel my son's heart." And I was like, "I don't want to feel your son's heart." And it was horrible. And he says, "I want you to feel his mother's heart." And I was like, "I don't want to feel I don't want to feel that." And I remember I tried to get up off the floor and I couldn't. And he said, "I want you to feel the weight. I want you to feel the weight of what I carry." And it was intense.
My God.
And
most people would take an experience like that and turn away from God and feel like he doesn't love me, or why did he let this happen? But you allowed that to move you in a different way.
Yeah. I loved him even more for letting me know. I didn't know at the time that he was going to take my son. I didn't know. I thought it was a personal experience that I was going to have to go through the suffering that I was going to have to go through. And I did go through a lot of suffering. And it was also revelation of the deliverance that was needed within myself.
My goodness.
And I had mourned my father for 21 years and I didn't know.
Wow.
And I was hurting men in my life because of that. And the apostle at that time prophesied to me and told me to let my dad go.
Let him go.
And then I couldn't wear black for a year. And that's all I was wearing was black. I didn't know I was in mourning. And about a few months later, he spoke to me again through him. And as he was preaching, he said, "Someone here is going to lose someone." And I was like, I knew it was me, and it was my mom. And I lost my mom right after that.
Wow.
And
so with so much loss, how do you still have that gorgeous smile on your face?
Because I love him.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
I love him.
And he loves you.
Yeah,
And we love you.
Thank you.
And we love this book because it speaks to the heart. It speaks to what we do this show for and what we live for here at Dream Empire. We want our readers to take away something special from you today. If you had one thing to leave them with, what would it be?
Don't ever quit. No matter what you're going through, don't ever quit. Because the best is yet to come. And your testimony is not for you, but it's for somebody behind you. It's for someone else that's been hurting and going through and thinking there's no hope. But there is hope.
There's hope.
You just have to hold on and just keep pressing and just keep moving. Just keep moving. Don't ever get stuck. I got stuck. And it hurt that I got stuck. But I had to break through and keep going because there's someone else out there that's stuck, that needs a lifeline. And I'm a lifeline.
You are. And thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for sharing your story with us. Thank you for writing your book. And I want to tell people how they can get this gorgeous book. Gracefully Broken, The Resilient Woman is available on Amazon. It's available on Audible. You can get it in ebook, paperback, hardcover, and it's published by Dream Empire Publishing, our sponsor. We thank you so much, Doctor, for coming on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
This was a blessing, and I know that someone out there is going to be able to take away some of these moments and apply them to their lives. We'll be back after a word from our sponsor in closing. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you Gracefully Broken, The Resilient Woman, a new book available on Amazon and Audible by Dr. Michele Williams. Gracefully Broken is an introspective look into the life of the author through her harrowing life experiences. This book unveils how she was delivered from drugs, alcohol, low self-esteem, rejection, abandonment, and more by God's grace. Discover how you too can be made free as you read and compare your life with the women in the Bible who suffered just as much as women today, but found faith to change despite the conditions surrounding them. Change is possible. It's time to walk into your destiny. Get your copy today at Amazon.com and visit www.areyougracefully.broken.com for more information and direct links to the Amazon page and about the author information. This book brought to you by Dream Empire Publishing. Get your copy today. Episode of Reading the Room. Today we had the esteemed guest, Dr. Michele Williams, on our show talking about her amazing book, Gracefully Broken, The Resilient Woman. A heartfelt thank you to our special guest today. She's an author, she's an evangelist, and her website is www.areyougracefully.broken.com. So if you want to get her book, make sure you visit www.areyougracefully.broken.com. I want to just take a moment and thank you again for coming on the show. Your resilience is truly remarkable. And that story was powerful. I feel moved, touched, and inspired, which aligns with our mission here at Dream Empire Publishing, and here on the show, Reading the Room. Listen, we took a deep dive today into your life, the life of the author through her experiences, and discussed how by God's grace, she has been made whole, she has been made free. We hope that this episode left you inspired, and we would love if you would like, share, and subscribe. And most importantly, make sure that you support today's guest by grabbing your copy of Gracefully Broken on Amazon. It's also available in audiobook on Audible. And to all of our viewers, if you've ever wanted to publish your first book, but you could use a little help, make sure that you visit our sponsor, Dream Empire Publishing. Their website is www.dreamempirepublishing.com. Their dedicated representatives will be delighted to assist you on your publishing journey. Before we part ways, just make sure you click like and subscribe, and make sure that you support our guest by grabbing a copy of her book, the amazing inspirational tale that she gave you a little bit of tidbit about today, Gracefully Broken. We thank you so much for tuning in, and I want you to stay inspired. Keep those creative sparks alive, and until our next enchanting encounter, remember to keep creating, and we'll see you on the next episode of Reading the Room. Bye.